I'm hearing reports that we have a decision to delay the difficulty bomb. Is that correct? Yep. So it sounds like they're going to delay the bomb to the last Wednesday in June. Okay. So they're going to reset the bomb potentially right now. Breaking news. That's what I'm hearing. Difficulty bomb delay. I do have a meeting coming up here, but we have like a ton of, we have one more article to cover. We'll skip mining profitability for the day probably. And then we'll see if we get confirmation on this specifically. So that does mean that we have potential profitability or revenue going up on Ethereum mining. That would start, it sounds like to me they would delay the bomb the last Wednesday in June. And then how long they delay it, I don't know if it'll be a delay or a reset, right? So we'll try to figure that out. The call's going on right now. Obviously, I'll have to hop on that today and get a video out. Bitcoin is squeezing its miners this month as suppressed prices threaten to impact profitability. The latest data shows both narrowing profit margins and miners waiting longer to recoup their initial investment. While Bitcoin miners have largely held off on major distribution as Bitcoin USD descends from all-time highs, the picture now appears precarious. Calculations from on-chain analytics platform Crypto Quant reveal that miners' production price, how much it costs to mine a single Bitcoin, could be right where the current spot price resides. While raw costs may be around $22,000 per Bitcoin for miners in North America, which is home to the lion's share of hashing power, additional costs could put the total at more like $30,000. We estimate cost basis for Bitcoin miners in North America around $22K per Bitcoin mined. This estimate includes the direct cost of mining and S&A expenses. This is really interesting because this is where I would expect the crypto or Bitcoin to fall back down to. Like I said before, around $21,000. $22,000 is what it's costing US miners to mine a Bitcoin or mint a Bitcoin. So this would be the bottom floor. And miners really influence that bottom floor. It's something that I try to explain to people all the time when they start saying, you know, miners don't matter. It's like, well, if miners don't matter, then why is the entire super cycle based around the amount of Bitcoin minted newly having every single time? Why is it every single time? That is the number one influence for a bull run cycle. You explain that to me, and then you can tell me that mining doesn't matter. So if we look at what it is costing Bitcoin miners in North America to basically operate, and that's $22,000 to mine a Bitcoin, then that would be our theoretical bottom. It means that once you liquidate everything from the holders in Bitcoin, you still have a base bottom of how much it's costing them to mine a Bitcoin, which is $22,000. Pretty easy. When that gets cut in half, that baseline goes up in 2024 to $44,000 potentially, right? So depending on prices of power as well. So that is something to take into account as that increases over the next little bit. This estimate includes the direct cost of mining and S&A expenses. It does not include depreciation and amortization charges. There we go. Crypto Quant senior analyst Julio Moreno confirmed to CoinGraph in private comments. If you account for those, then the cost basis for mining Bitcoin is around $30K, which makes a ton of sense because where are we sitting? At $30K. So if you include all costs surrounding Bitcoin mining, what is the bottom? $30K, bro. So we're at bottom. Fears of capitulation event among miners should spot price deteriorate remaining a talking point. So far, however, only the May dip below 24,000 saw a noticeable reaction from the mining community. Our data shows increasing Bitcoin flows from miners to exchanges during March 2022 and then a sharp spike in flows during the first week of May. This is aligned with Bitcoin selling reported by some mining companies in Q1 of 2022, Moreno added. In January, miners production costs appeared to be around $34,000, separate data showed. Continuing mining firm Luxor's hash rate index metric produced more interesting insights. The index, which shows the current price in United States dollar per terahashes, according to ASIC miner efficiency, confirms that the cost area has been decreasing incrementally since December of 2021. At the same time, findings by Twitter user XBT James shows the time taken for the average participant to enter profit by seeing a return on investment is expanding. Time to ROI has been increasing steadily since the China banned ASIC fire sale last year. While USD pricing on ASICs have come down, the sell-off in Bitcoin and increase in difficulty have combined to severely impact mining profitability, the account explained in a series of tweets. XBT James added that higher Bitcoin prices would be needed to reduce the pain for miners, including new market players and those looking to expand their hashing capabilities. And this is all what we know. What we find out, what we learn from this, obviously, is that base price of $22K just in like power costs and S&A. That is the bottom barrel. That is where the miners will set the bottom of Bitcoin. And it would work out to be exactly what you would expect for a super cycle. Meaning that usually what we see is an increase of something like, 300% from the previous all-time high, 21,000 to 69,000. And before it was the same thing. And then a dip back down to previous all-time highs. So the previous all-time high was around 21K. So we would be around 21K for the bottom out here. Now, obviously, things are changing and there are additional factors to take into place, and the industry is getting more mature at calculating their overall costs, and you have more deprecation and so on that is taking place, which is pumping up, of course, this bottom to about 30K. So it makes a lot of sense, and we learn a lot from that, in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.